Well, it was easy enough.
Boom. How is Martin Shkreli always live on Twitter? The dude is perpetually live.
He just constantly holds it on there and just doesn't care.
What the fuck does he talk about in that room? I'm so curious.
Look at this guy. He does it every time. Look at, I'm gonna add him, and then he's gonna do this. Look at this shit. We're gonna put him on the spotlight. No, not me. Just to look at this peasant.
Look, he's not even there.
Look at, he's not even there. He just joins. What an asshole. He just joins and goes, look at my pool. Look at my ocean view in Kona. Just fucking,
it's
what a
beautiful,
stupid guy.
It is fucking beautiful out there.
All right. Well,
how are we looking on this that spread that hit earlier?
It's looking good. So, what we've been tracking, and I've been tweeting about it on the STEAMROOM account for those listening, but there was a big change in like the 0DT gamma landscape earlier today. So like 1:40 Eastern. So around, let's see, this is my time, about right here on my screen, right here, this little area. Someone came in with like, I think it was like 6,000 or 5,500 contracts on a 55.15, 55.20 SPX debit spread. They bought it. And I mean, shit, look where we're about to go. And that was kind of the call, right? So, funny enough, the initial bounce here came off of the major SPY wall, right? 545 is the major put wall that we got. I mean, we got to it to basically the tick, and just off back to the races. Now, this morning I was short, and I sent you a message in the morning like I'm buying puts off the open. So I got in right off the open, and then I added on this once we started to get some around like 553, because that was kind of like the upwards resistance that I had to start. I mean, and then we faded it all the way down to my target of 545. I mean, it was banger. It was good. And we also we caught the Tesla short today too.
Right. And did you follow that big sweeper?
There's a $3 million order that hit basically after there was a big call spread that had in the morning of like 2.8. But then that ripped like 5 points off of that $2 million sweeper. And then we got kind of to an area, and I tried shorting it on Friday and took a loss on it, as everyone knows that was in the room. But this was solid. Like, this was a good play. Reshorting it up there on Tesla. But anyways, like the SPY short was good. We got to where we needed to be, but this call spread is just perfect of what we talk about, what I look for when I watch gamma. Now, we don't get the shit every day, but I mean, I saw it immediately and I was like, holy crap. And again, market maker positioning for me updates every 10 minutes. So it's, you're usually late to the party, but you could have followed it at any point in time. Like even during this consolidation and got long, we're probably going to touch that one of the wings. I don't know if they're going to pay this guy. And again, I don't know what his time frame is. How long he's going to hold it. He's up.
You know what he paid, or did you just see?
Yeah, I do. He paid, I don't know, like 50, 60 cents, I think. Let me pull it up.
Okay, so no, he should be looking good.
Yeah, I mean, it was so far out of the money at the time that, let's see if he even closed it. He might be closing some of this. 1 minute. Let's find all that size. Here it is. So it looks like he sold the one side for 88 cents and paid the other side for like $1.28-ish. Again, there's probably some slippage in here, so don't quote me, but what is that? $1.28.88. That's what, 40 cents?
Yeah, and I think it's trading like $1.85 now, so he's up. He should be up.
It's a nice little trade.
Am I crazy, or is that what it's trading for, right?
Yeah, I haven't pulled it. It's just this is the target. We're pulling into the target that we were, kind of talking about.
Yep. Yeah, that was a great call out when you saw that come in, because we've been just grinding higher ever since. I tried that short on the NASDAQ, just 25 contracts, which it looked like it was a decent area, but obviously it did not work. But I was able to squeeze out a little bit of money, so I'm green on the day on that. And then I flipped to just one contract long, and it's it's doing its thing, up $1,600, so that's not bad. But the best part about that was, oh hey, what's up, Ronchero?
What's up, boys?
Look at this guy. What up, Ron? We already gave you your shit while you were away. When I put just your background on the screen, I was like, look at this guy every time.
Like it. back on the Cali desk. No, not tomorrow. Wednesday. I leave tomorrow.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, we were just talking about the kind of the gamma trade that I found earlier today, and kind of how it's played out perfectly.
Oh yeah, do tell.
That I was tweeting about. So I mean, and I already talked about it, but just to give you like a refresher, basically there was a debit condo or debit spread that came in and right around here, like 1240 Central, 140 Eastern. And it took over like all the 0DT gamma, and then people started layering around it, which usually when that happens, when you have like low liquidity and not a lot of gamma sitting on the books, right? It's thin.
Yep.
A lot of the time it could act as a magnet as long as the price action dictates we're going to go there. But there was enough buying kind of coming in after that I'm like, yeah, if you're going to play this, it's a good target to have. And where are we? We're right at it, right at the bottom part at 555.15, right? So that's the shit that we track and we like to follow. And it, played out nice. And the best part is it bounced right at the SPY put wall.
That's actually a great call. And I think you and I were similarly looking at the same spot as at the T1 as a place for a bounce.
Right.
Which was 54.99.75 ish. Where'd you get down to? 54.92.75. Where did you shut that out at?
When I saw the change, I mean, we were probably up. I gotta pull it on. I tweeted about it. Let me grab it. Shit, we're right at 55.15 now. That's the target. But when I originally saw it, what time, Smiddy, did I see it? What time did I message you? Let me go pull it up.
I gotcha.
102. It's like 1 o'clock Central, so 2 Eastern. So that would have put me about right here is when I noticed it. Right when we started consolidating right after that. So anybody could have taken an entry, to get long. But I mean, if you were following what we were talking about, that we were playing a bounce off the major put wall and SPY first, which kind of, because I was short into that. That was like my final target for the short. And then you don't usually play the bounce off that. So you would have been in even before the Condor guy, again, holding all of this. It's a totally different beast, but it's a good trade.
Yeah, for sure. High quality scalp.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a move. I mean, for SPX, if you took the SPY off the put wall, which a lot of people do, I mean, that's worth almost 5 points.
Yep.
And if you would have taken just SPX off the Condor guy, I mean, you're gonna get paid right here. Or not Condor guy. I always say that because we always have Captain Condor, but that's not Condor. That was just a debit spread.
All right, Tesla's back at the intraday VWAP, so it's kind of see if it compresses between the 2-day and the intraday. See what happens here.
Did you take a short on that this morning?
No, I haven't done much, man. I'm moving a little slow.
I mean, that also is a good shout out, Smitty. The 2-day pinch, and it's right on the MJ line for Tesla, and you're right at the IB low.
Okay, that's very nice.
That's a good spot for a pop. I don't know to which side, but it's a good pop. Good area for a pop.
Yep. Yeah, I've been watching that 295 put side, which I probably ought to go in some strikes here on that now that we've moved. That guy, if he closed that trade, he got paid pretty well. It was a $3 million bet.
Tesla guy?
Yeah. At one point, he was up a clean double. So, the 3 million Monday never hurts.
It's a good start to the week.
Right? I would take that. I'd be happy with that. So at the money 280s for this week. Trade about $8 if you want to hit the puts, but kind of tough here. I think they might keep taking this higher. We're not too far off from getting back to flat on the NASDAQ. So 0.3%. It could happen.
I think today too is a good example of what we talk about a lot, which is trading what the market gives you, right? Like I had my bias kind of going in of saying, okay, earnings this week, there's gonna be a lot of fuckery. 3 days move up. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring this in a little bit. And I like the move on SPY, and then the price action kind of, helped confirm that initial bias, and we got the short. Then we flipped. The flip was to the long side, right? Just two-way market, being able to play both sides and not keeping that bias on the whole time, right? Taking your targets, getting out of the trade, and hey, if you can see the other side of it, might as well take it.
I like it.
Yeah, I actually looked to sell some puts on Meta this week. I was looking at the 500s.
Wait, what were you going to sell? You were going to sell puts or calls?
Yeah, no, sell puts on Meta down at 500, and just if I get put the shares, so be it.
So
I like it at 500 bucks.
Did you write it?
I did not, and I should have done that, but pulled it up, got it in the queue, and then decided to wait on that as well. Which they were trading about 6.5. They're 550 now, so it would have been, even just today, there would have been some nice premium burn on the midday rally. But not going to hindsight trade it. Ronch, I traded with I try to throw a stop loss in on my futures, right? So I get 25 contracts. Dude, set the template. Oh, dude, of course. I get stopped out, and it's the single contract. I had to stop on one contract out of 26. So I was like, God, this is exactly what happens. I'm an idiot, turns out, folks. So I was able to get out, though. I got out, it kind of reversed, and then I got out, and I was like, you know what? Got to pay the fuck attention when you're playing this game, folks. It's the way she goes.
That's why we teach you the things we teach you, Smid.
Yeah, I'm still learning.
It's up
11, 12 years in, still learning.
It's up to you to apply, my friend.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, other than that, not much going on out here.
No,
I missed the gold trade, so that was, if you caught that early in the morning, had a nice move, pretty much from New York Open. They sold it for a minute and then just have yanked it higher.
Costco is going to hit my radar again this week for a condor. If it pays well enough, I'll take it. I'm sitting in I've been building longer term stuff, so I've got Broadcom and ASML, and I've just been doing very, very selective scalp trading. And obviously from here, I don't do it with you guys off of the open. I look for it later in the day, and if I'm just not amused by anything, I just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But
All right.
that call that Joe had this morning on SPY, that was one I should have taken. I do regret missing that one because I saw the same thing. I just didn't act. At a full belly, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I like the look of this ASML. I've been keeping an eye on this, and then what is the other big one? KLA. So
yep. I mean, out of that group, you're going to be able to just pull some names that you like. And for me, it's Broadcom and ASML. The other one that I like coming out of a situation, if all of the tariff stuff subsides, is Applied Materials. Like that is in a good spot from a fundamental standpoint. Not from a technical standpoint, it's horrible. Just like Broadcom and ASML are not in good spots technically, but you have to ignore some of that and put a little risk on in some areas that make sense.
Right. AMAT, just so you know, I'm looking at it. AMAT is bumping up into the 50 simple moving average. So
yep.
It is bumping its head right there. So
yep,
it might be
Friday.
Yep. But yeah, I've taken KLA. I like the ASML. I took KLA off of my buy list because my brother-in-law works there. So as we hang
KLA?
out, yeah, he's here in town, so I see him all the time. So it's like, if we're talking about work and shit, I don't don't ever want to cross any wires there. So I've put that on the bench. Yeah, figured it's the right thing to do, you know?
Well, I mean, you're not violating anything unless he's in the C-suite crunching numbers and preparing quarterly reports.
Right. Oh, no. He's like a software engineer type guy. He does something, some type of computer nerd. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the spread now for this debit buyer went from 40 cents. What is it at right now? Let's see. Say 7 by 4.5. It's 40 cents to $2.5 right now. I mean, this is where he gets his payday, right? Breaking this one side of it, but damn. Nice little cheap little auto ticket.
Very good.
Look at there, Aiden Archer, someone with moral integrity in the market. Smiddy is a rare one. That he is. And he'll tell you every single dollar he loses as well as every single dollar he wins, which is something else that we pride ourselves on.
I mean, here's the other piece to that as well, is like if somebody's a software engineer is probably too far downstream to give anything other than we're working on something new. I think it's going to be great, but they don't know. They're not going to know all of the mechanics of how that revenue is actually going to be, how that product's going to go. Is there going to be real revenue that impacts the bottom line from it? Like the chances of him knowing that information are probably low, but he might be like, we got really great software coming. That's right. You know what I mean? I don't know that's enough to get you in any kind of hot water. I don't think that is.
Right. Well, with the CFTC up my ass now about doing paperwork, they've already got me in the crosshairs, Ronch. I got to make sure.
I agree. Listen, I've got my own do not fly zone. I understand.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's easy enough. There's so many other good names to trade that it's like just pick a new one.
Sure. Well, that's just it. Like because that group, Smiddy, is you can pick its neighbor or its stepsister and probably do just as well over there, right?
Right. And they're similarly priced, I think. Let me double check that. So when it comes down to the margin side, they're both in the same situation.
Universe, right? Yeah.
Both trading 690 and 670. So sure, similar. I wonder what their market caps look like. Okay, so ASML is quite a bit bigger by market cap, but still, you can get in, get out of there. And KLA earnings are in 2 days, looks like. Just so everyone's in the loop on that one.
It's a very well-run company.
Yeah, it looks good, profitable, pays a nice dividend. It's a good one.
It is.
Now our buddy Palantir over here.
Stop it.
Dude.
Stop it.
Listen, it's the one I got right. I got to harp on it. What's the PE of this thing? 570.
It's got to be like 550. Yeah, just nuts.
It's insane, which it has a pretty good day over here. It pulled it all back.
Their earnings are next Monday?
Yep, 7 days.
What do they have to report? Nothing?
They sold another government contract or something.
Are they gonna? Did they start a Bitcoin SPAC too?
I hope so.
Fucking guys.
Right?
Get this thing to 150. There was some 150 June calls that hit a little bit ago, which at this point you want to look at it and say like that's ridiculous, but look what it did last earnings. It went from $70 to almost 120 in a straight line, I think. And I of course start shorting that at what was it? I think 110. I started to get hit and then lost about 30,000 shekels and then bailed.
Walking around money, Smiddy. Walking around money.
Exactly. Yeah, this thing went from $80, pretty much reported, and then you're straight to 120, 125 without really stopping. So I wouldn't put those 150s out of touch. It sounds ridiculous, but But people like to short
I mean,
these
I
things.
don't know anything other than just giving it the sniff test is just to look at it and say, man, they're running it up into the number. If they keep it and they run it all the way up into the number, I would be tempted, like as a lotto, to short that. But
Right.
that's only looking at, you know what I mean? That's a speculative, but more times than not, when you get something that's run up into the number or run down into the number, they have a tendency to open then, the day after the event, the opposite direction.
Right.
Not always, but that would be my temptation if they keep running it, to look at shorting it in front of the number.
Hey, I'm with you there. That's exactly how I think about it, but easier said than done on that one.
And just like that, we are unch.
Boom. Oh,
not a surprise. I mean,
too.
How often do we see that? How often do we see this kind of activity going into the week of the big company earnings? Like it's uncanny how many times the Monday before all that news comes out, you get just range trading, and regardless of how bad it looks or how good it looks, it always reverts.
Yeah, this week will be very interesting with all the earnings, and obviously with all the other fuckery we've had going on with Jay Powell and Trump, and I mean, shit, it's gonna be chaos. I mean, this is what we talk about it a lot, but this is what he just did another podcast and he's still calling the same shit. He sees this rally going up to potentially to 6,000, and then by mid next year, I think we're down at 3,800. I mean, that's a wild call.
How do you make that call?
Yeah, he's pretty good with the volatility shit. So I usually
I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying, how do you?
It's just crazy, right?
It is.
It's just a crazy call to make, of course, because you can look like a real asshat if you're wrong, which is why I respect him even more.
I mean, 6,000. It's only 9% away, so it's not even. We could do that in a couple weeks. I think if Microsoft and Meta do well, that might be. Those are two of our big guys this week, right? Yeah, both Wednesday evening.
Yeah, what do we got today after the close? We have Waste Management, Nucor, Teradyne, Rig. I love Rig. BYON. Then tomorrow morning, you got PayPal, Spot, SoFi, UPS, Coca-Cola, Royal Caribbean, JetBlue, Pfizer, GM, BP, 4. Lots of stuff.
Here we go. Oh, it looks like we got a Porsche reporting a little bit of data tomorrow as well. See how they're doing over there in Germany, taking all of our money.
I'm happy to give them my money.
Hey, you and me both, my friend.
Damn, look at this.
I assume they're doing well because they were able to pull forward a lot of sales, trying to get cars out before the tariff news hit. And I'm sure that they told you the same thing, Ronch, when you guys were there not too long ago. But our sales guys were telling us that they were having like blowout weekends every weekend of people coming in and just buying whatever they could get their hands on. So I'm assuming it'll be a fun quarter. We'll see. But I'm not playing that one. That's one of the what's it called that they do over here? You guys know what I mean. My brain's firing on half its cylinders today, apparently. So but yeah,
today was a potentially, could have been a tough day for a lot of people, right? And with how this has been acting. I mean, look at today. We're gonna have a V.
Yep, and they're still coming after the NASDAQ futures, by the way. So
yeah, they're just
every time
pounding
they try to sell this, yep.
This 19,500 level is an area of interest for me. Whether they can get over this, that we're just on a lot of volume profiles right now, right? There's a shit ton of volume profiles that we're kind of on. So we'll see if they can stick above this. That's all I'm really looking for right now. But I mean, the money's already been made on the day. There's nothing to do for me, at least. We caught both sides in the room, which is sick. We haven't had a day where I think we've been able to catch 2 fat moves at both sides in a while. Usually, I think out of fear, on a lot of it, right? Like you get the drop, you're like, okay, we're in, and then
I just, I think I just, so in my mind, I think I had my mindset was whatever we see direction wise in the morning, we get the opposite in the afternoon and revert back because of earnings. So regardless of the stuff that you were seeing with Gamma, Joe, I was already thinking that. I was like, it just smells like there's a range here today in front of all of that pending info.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the right read. I mean, for me, I had the short, but then there was the Gamma play, right? That just gave confirmation really to hold on to the long more than it was like to get into the long. Like the long for me was off the SPY put wall and you're just playing a range, but I didn't hold all the way through this move either. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It just helped to get some more confirmation. I'm taking it off at VWAP type of thing, just because it's just so much that you've already made on that, and you keep some runners if need be. But you're right. It's what's cool is I could be looking at something, you'll be looking at something. We'll draw the same conclusions off of something different, with some similarities.
Right. Well, and sometimes it gives me pause. I'm like, wait a minute. Did I get that right?
Right. I'm seeing this. Okay, we both have the same. And then, I mean, even it's even funnier too when like Kelly's taking a trade. Smiddy and I talk about this a lot when Kelly's like, all right, I'm doing this. And I'm like, shit, I want to take the opposite side of your trade. And then I like take a step back. All right, let's remember how Kelly trades.
Like Kelly's one, I don't like to step in front of Lucci sometimes, though. I'm like, no, you got this one wrong, and I'll take the other.
Well, I love it.
It's fun taking the opposite side of Lucci, though.
It can be, because then he gets all mad and
these fucking guys. You see what the shit they did? You see this tape? I was fucking right. Fuck you, Ronch. No, I'm just kidding.
I love it.
Now we just wait and see. I mean, I think this will be a fun week though to be, on here with people too, with earnings and some of the shenanigans.
I wish that trading you had a way to filter out some of these earnings so I could just see the important stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get on this list and it's just a soup sandwich of, little companies that I don't really give a shit about whatsoever. I guess Earnings Whisper probably takes care of that for the most part. I think they cover the big guys.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good at putting it the bigger ones up front.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy I don't think is closed his position yet. That's all I'm watching now. See when he takes it off. See if anything happens.
Way to get you some Tums, Joe. Something.
Oh, I don't even realize that most of the time if I'm not going to be talking, I'll just mute. But like as I'm talking that, I don't even realize I do it. It's just I'm so used to it happening, It's so bad too. But that's my family's GI tract. It's horrible. It's brutally bad, like so bad. I'm gonna be getting colonoscopies at the age of 35. Watch it.
Oh man,
I'm looking forward to that.
Time to fix a leaky roof is when the sun is shining, Joe.
I mean, even ES here is at 55.50, which is another level we've been watching, bumping its head.
Who dat, Smiddy? Somebody getting after you back there?
No, not me. It must be our correspondent Joe over here getting emails.
That wasn't me. I have my phone is like almost exclusively on vibrate.
Let's see. Ronchero, I ended up at the GT World Challenge yesterday races.
How was
I got
that?
invited. Oh, dude, it was great. We sponsor a car, or I should say, one of our guys from the Gold Company is in the Toyota class, so he was running. We went to go watch him, and I thought we were just going out for the Toyota races, and sure enough, guy who invited me is one of the client's good friends. So we pop out, paddock passes, and we get to the track, and I was like, oh shit, it's GT World Challenge. Like I usually watch this on YouTube or whatever, so I was kind of excited. It's good racing. Coda's an interesting track because it's so big, and when you're in the paddock, you basically have just the good view up to turn one, and then the cars disappear. So then you're just watching on the screen. So, that's for those
What
listening.
are what's it like down there, like with all the swag and amenities, or is it just
Oh, it's
dirty
pretty
and
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's a pretty nice facility. They're redoing everything. So they've got roller coasters going in. They're making it like a whole amusement park out there. So they're turning it into like an all-day thing. When you go out to the races, that way you're stuck there buying merchandise and food and drink and all that good stuff. So,
Yep.
If folks are ever coming down for a race, like NASCAR is really good. The Indy cars, when they run there, are good. MotoGP was a few weeks back, but for like Formula One, I've been so many times now to that race, and I've done it every which way outside of being in the driver's side paddock. We had a suite for many years, so that's how I like to do it, of course. But that was also, I didn't pay for that, so I was just lucky to get to go.
Those are the best.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. When you're not paying for that shit and you get that level of touch, it's the best.
Oh, bingo. It's like owning a boat,
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, hell yeah. I'm happy if my buddy has a boat, but I'm not fucking buying a boat. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
You guys, not to derail you guys' fun.
What do you got?
But did you see the update Jay just posted from CTAs? Holy smokes.
No, let me take a look.
They have to buy 100 billion.
I mean, it's nuts. It's just fat buying. It's in market updates. It's so over the next 1 week.
You said he just posted it. Where how far?
Yeah. Back? So he posted Gamma, then Systematic Funds, and then it's right above that CTA corner, updated flows and positioning.
Oh, it's just
the first
image.
I did.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that. I had to go back further.
Dude, yeah, they're gonna have to chase hard if we get a nice rally.
Yes, look at that 121 billion over the next month.
Yep.
On the uptape, 55 billion on the uptape for over the next week. But look how it's a pretty tight range from the short and long term, at least for the pivot levels. But damn, I mean, this supports Gem, what Gem's saying, right? Rip this higher, mechanical buying across the board, and then when everybody thinks we're back in the bull market, say ta-ta, bye-bye.
Well, and even if they don't, they'll just tuck it away and it'll stack up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna have energy. Let's just say that. When and if it shows up, it's gonna have energy.
The down tape is what's most interesting over the next month, though, because what that basically suggests that is if this flips into a sell, all this is moot. It's gone.
Yeah, vaporware.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't matter. But for now, they're just mechanical buyers.
And on the CTA side, we still want to see vol come down a good bit, right? For those guys to actually get to start pulling, pulling the levers and getting the buying going. Which, we're still green on VIX a little bit today from the open, but not much.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we were talking about on the pod. It's just this is just the new regime we're in, right? Just higher volatility for longer. McElligot's still saying you're not going to see a VIX under 20 anytime soon.
Yeah, and then as you guys well know, all it takes is one presser, and that changes everything.
Big volume spike here.
Yep. See, I mean, they tried. They just bought those Qs right back up, or NASDAQ futures, I should say. But I'll take it. My one little contract over here is doing some work, so I'll take it.
You're not playing the big boy account today?
No, I am. I'm in the big one. I just, the old silliness of this.
Oh, you always are long that one contract.
Always have to be long a single contract.
So ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Which, on some days it adds up, right? I think on all these we're up, $12,000 for the day on the singles.
On the single account.
Yep.
But how much is it down in totality from when you bought it? Or is it not?
The only one I had to roll the copper and silver this morning. So those I think both of those had made a little bit of money. But our S&P futures contract that we have and we're in the, I want to say June's. We're down 13,000 open profit, almost 14, which is better than the, whatever it was this morning. So I'll take it. And on the big up days, then it's kind of nice. So NASDAQ is reset, so that's green, but that was down as well. It's a mess, man. It's a mess. But those, who I'm dealing with.
Yeah, you just be able to track it. He don't care. It's a $25 million book. One NQ contract isn't going to matter.
doesn't change a whole lot. Listen, I've seen him spend money worse ways. So even if it did, there's another good size Palantir bet. 115s for next week.
I like how you call it Planet tier.
Planeteer, man.
Planet. He's calling it a planet.
Listen, there was a disclaimer earlier. I'm kind of an idiot. All right, you guys knew this. Oh, here we go. Bravo Bull's got a post in the room talking about an act to prevent elected leaders from owning securities and investments. They're calling it the Pelosi. He's calling it the Pelosi Act. I shit you guys not.
Of course, that'll never pass.
Nope. No way.
I love that they're calling it the Pelosi Act. Oh, it's Hawley too. Of course, it's Josh Hawley. Oh, that's funny. That makes so much sense now.
I just want to know how much time he spent trying to come up with that Pelosi acronym.
Yeah.
They're just pissed off because they didn't get in on the trades when she did.
She's a monster trader.
She's the best trader on the street.
Yeah, speaking of, how's Tim doing? I know that was one of those. I kind of sat that out.
It bounced off of the same spot that she bought. You remember
right.
They announced that she bought, the stock gapped higher and went on a run, and then we pulled back and it filled that gap. You got an opportunity to buy in at the same prices that she did. You got two chances at it.
Well, I mean, look at VST. Look at where I'm showing it on screen now. Look where she bought. Look where we're at.
Yeah.
She's still getting clobbered on it. But again, she's so deep in the money. It's basically a stock position, right, Ronch?
Yeah. And we have no idea what she knows and when that information is going to pop out. And when it does, because for her, it always does, the shit's going to rocket higher, right?
Always.
Like, she wasn't right on Palo Alto Networks. And,
no,
all you had to do was ride the lightning and you got paid.
Until later. I sat in that trade all of last year and it was nuts. I traded around it a lot though. Like I played a lot more of your strategies, right? Like I basically played a lot of condors on it or, sold premium against it. And that was one of my better trades of last year, but it was a slog to sit through.
It was, no doubt about it. And when it moves, it's chunky peanut butter. It's not smooth peanut butter.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gapping up 5% overnight on one, and then they sell it all off, which was nuts to watch that. You're like, oh crap, here it comes, and then no, unch.
Yep. Like, wait, how did you get here?
Yeah, one that I just noticed is reporting today is that Nebius, NBIS.
Oh, we are. I own that.
Yep.
A lot of us own that.
Exactly. I think a lot of people played that. I have just a little bit of call action in my personal account on that one. I'm in the May 25. So I love give me something nice and I want to close that shit out tomorrow. Be happy to get that off the book.
I'm holding that for the long term. So I'll see what they do. Little exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I didn't even see that they were reporting. Still chopping around this NQ level. Looks like they might finally take it up here. But I mean, even if you look at all the buying today too, like after this, I mean, I'm gonna go look at ES deltas. Well, ES deltas are positive. NQ though, still negative in the regular trading session.
See, there's so much premium still in these end of day SPX options. At the monies are
Little mock.
70s, yeah.
Mock gonna give a little lightning bolt. I mean, just look at that. That guy's up 40 cents to what, $3?
Yeah, give or take, yeah. It might be. It looks like 4 actually. I think.
Yeah,
he's
4 now. Yeah.
I think he's getting the full Monty on that one. Good for him. What a call out.
Just you don't see that come in like that often. I mean, I can't remember the last time, Smiddy, that I've seen that. Right, when it just like instantly takes over, and you're like, okay, well, someone just put on some fat size. I need to go figure out what they did. You know, usually it's like slowly layered positions, not just, yeah, I don't care, y'all can all see this shit. You know, I just spent, again, he spreaded it, but I'm gonna take over all this. Spreaded it, spread it, not spreaded.
Did you get your grade 14?
Shit. I took my Adderall today too. What the fuck?
Are you sure?
Apparently not. Maybe it's all this indigestion I'm battling. I mean, the one interesting part too to all this now is we're kind of gonna be unch on total gamma now, where we're just flat, right? I mean, we're basically just gonna be flat, which we haven't been flat in a while, or positive in a while. I mean, probably since February.
Is there a website for when Trump has like announcements and speeches that you guys know of?
I will. It is rollcall.com. And then there should be under fact base, you can see Donald Trump. And you can see Donald Trump tweets, White House calendar. White House calendar is what we use.
Okay.
Good. And it's updated daily. You know, if they know stuff in advance, they'll put it there. But you can see how they don't do much. It's just day of.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, shout out SK and Horizon in the room who showed this to me. Let's see what we're going to get for mock. I mean, I bet you this guy's just going to hold this shit through end of day. The amount of people that tailed this, though, was what was most interesting. I mean, it just got layered, and it got layered fast. Because I've seen it before. They do shit like this, and that's a freaking head fake. They put it on for 10 minutes, right? Take that spread, and then, go and look at the next update, and it's like, oh, it's half gone. What do you mean? Because they scalped some shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, oh, well, fuck me then. My bad.
That is the best.
Just call me an asshole. Fuck it.
Joe, Kevin's asking in reference to that spread, that guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've been tweeting about it, Kevin, but yeah, it's the 55-15, 55-20 spread that someone put on that we've been tracking and we used to make a trade today. Where is this at? Yeah, they got it around here and up and away we go. But that's what I've been watching mostly right now because I'm done for the day.
Finito.
Made the what we'll call the easy money, as they like to say, even though it's never freaking easy.
It's never easy. If you sit long enough.
Yeah, that is correct, Kevin. It is that 15 by 20. That is what he hit, and he's looking good.
It's why the importance of understanding this and watching it helps. Gives you good ideas of areas of interest or what people are betting on. Doesn't happen every day though.
And sometimes they're sneaky. They
hell yeah, they're sneaky.
They'll drip as opposed to do it in your face.
I don't usually do it in your face. That's what she said. I knew Smiddy was thinking it. I could see both of you in your own eyes.
Canceled.
Yeah. Jay does. That's why I don't stream the daily broadcast because you never know what's going to come out of Jay's mouth.
You guys had me going this morning. That was
flying off the cuff.
Funny banter. Well, I mean, Brown Man in the room's got us all in a fucking stranglehold there, trying to figure out how to address
for context, his name in the room is literally Brown Man 20. So
right.
That's why we call him Brown Man.
What are we supposed to do there? Joe, what's that? What was that or Gem podcast? So I can throw this in the queue.
Oh yeah, there's a new. It's the one that I'm talking about today is different, but the one that I listened to is this. Here, let me go. Gem Carson, 35%.
While you're doing that, the funny thing, Smitty, about Brown Man is he's so much of a troll that he does that so that he can say we're racist when we give him a hard time.
Right.
That's his
mode of
entertainment.
I DM'd it to you, the Gem one that I was talking about, but there's a new one that just came out, but apparently it's paywalled by some other company that he did it with. But I got the Cliff Notes. I sent you the Cliff Notes in a screenshot. But it's the same stuff we've already talked about on the pod and with Ronch. It's it's just the timeline of it when you're supposed to what he's saying. All right, the gap to 6,000 at the max, and then from May on, or I think maybe June on, just crush everybody's souls.
Right. Oh, it's with Ash Bennington. So that's probably the guys over at Rear Vision.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
The Rear Vision.
So basically, he's calling peak rally on ES. So that's different. I thought it was SPX, but ES, 5,700 to 6,000, and then by August to October, we'll be back at 4,800, and then capitulation starts, and we end up between 33 to 3,900. And his basically because of rising long-term bond yields, liquidity shortages, supply overhang from 5-year loans coming due, and a bunch of other stuff. But same thing we've been tracking for I think a month or two.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I meant to bring this up earlier, but Joe, how about my TLT call out here?
Oh, your TLT. Baby. Yeah, where is it at? I'll be honest. I was basically making fun of him, even though, even though
you
it worked.
Should. Why
That's why I made fun of him, Ronch. Because he made me go pull up a TLT chart. So I was like, what are you making me do here? Right. What did you get in at? Where were we? Around?
Stop it.
I did not play it. I didn't play it. It was like 86 or so. It's trading 89. So it's it's a nice little 5%.
See, this is why you shouldn't listen to me.
Oh man. Well, dude, I have it. I have yields I have like a financial condition page, and I have all the yields right from the 2s to 30, and then I have TLT above it, just kind of making sure nothing's getting weird over there in the bond market. And nothing is, guys. Turns out it's very fucking boring, but I watch it anyways.
Oh boy,
that is a hallmark of bonds.
Oh shit! Look at
3 billion
NASDAQ
to the buy
futures.
side on Mach. 3 billion to buy.
And
Billy, Billy.
SPX is fucking gapped up on the 1 minute chart. That is comedy.
Yeah, this guy's up $5 now ish, $4 to $5 on his spread.
Good kick in the pants right there.
I mean, think about it. That's 40 cents to $4. That's monster.
That's monster. Damn
Monster.
Skippy. And you called it here. You heard it here, folks.
You heard it here first, folks. You could have caught a piece of that. We talked about it in the room. Membership, buy it. Sales.
Flawless plug there.
Sales.
Post that link, Joe.
This one I literally tweeted to people, so tweeted it. Let's see, we got 1.4 billion on the NASDAQ to buy on Mach.
Put seller on CORZ.
1.8 billion to buy on S&P, $1 billion on Mag 7, and $500 million on Dow.
That's a very attractive spot. Look at that. And they did it in front of the number. I'm interested.
So what Ronch is talking about, we just had someone hit our board, our options flow board. CORZ, CORZ. They sold the 7 puts. What they collected $126,000.
126K. Smitty, was that you?
Sold them
No,
for
I was immediately pulling that up to go check it out.
September.
Need to hop in that.
Right in front of earnings. That's a very strong statement.
Let's see. I haven't looked at a CORZ chart.
That's somebody who either knows something or thinks they know something.
I got earnings, what, May 7th?
Yeah, next week.
Damn, son.
Right?
That's something to watch.
September, yeah.
Totally. And if you don't like the option, you can probably just buy the equity here and put a stop in at $8, $7.90, $7.50.
This guy's up.
That's pretty good.
Ronch, that's an Ocho conversation, maybe, huh?
I think so.
That's your bread and butter.
I smell money. I smell money.
Oh man, guy's up $5 now. What a hold!
You know what's crazy is I almost chased that. It would have been a 9. I almost chased the same position, and it was going to be 900,000 to pay out 1.8.
Yeah, I can show you option open till dusk. Can you show us that put sell looks like on a chart? Ronch, maybe this is good for you to show your chart if you can. Mine's
sure. Hang on one second.
You could talk about it a little bit into the close. Not like we're trading anything. This is your area of expertise.
Is it in the present? Yeah, share screen.
Yeah, share screen, and then I'll add it too.
Yeah, hang on one second. All right, got it.
I'll remove mine and then add Ronch's to the stage. Yep.
All right, so this is kind of how I break it down and look at this. Core Scientific. First of all, I don't really know this company or follow closely what they do, but what I can tell you is that I don't necessarily need to know that information because this is a trade, not an investment. So what I would do is, because this is a newly traded name, I want to know where potentially all the money is from the beginning of time on this name and look at this thing from a technical standpoint first. So technically speaking, this stock is in a downtrend. The 200-day moving average overhead starting to look like it's going to curl down. The 50-day moving average, the blue line, is trending down. It's downward sloping. The 20-day moving average starting to curl up. You've got earnings on Wednesday, May 7th. There is a headline here. Let's see what the headline is. B. Riley lowers the price target on Core Scientific to 17 from 19. That makes me suspicious because those guys are under severe scrutiny for being frauds. as a brokerage firm. So now it makes me wonder if that headline is tied to the activity that we're seeing, just in a delayed way, and what's happening. So you've got in our algorithm, we look for unusual option activity, and our scanners picked up a put seller on CORZ September 19th. So that's the monthly option, the 7 strike price, and they sold $126,000 worth. I don't know what they collected or what the price of that was. Joe, did you see it or not?
No, but I can pull it while you're chatting.
Okay. And as we're looking, I'm also noticing that in the room, Jesus just posted the additional bullish earnings flow, which includes that put selling. So if I start to look at some of these other lines on CORZ, expiration and strike wise, I'm looking for stuff that gives me more confidence or lean that this activity is bullish. So a put seller is somebody who's willing to pay. They're saying they're willing to pay $7 a share for CORZ on the 3rd Friday of September if the price of CORZ is at $7 or less. So usually those types of traders know that they're going to collect that premium and keep it. And in this situation, what's happening, at least right now, is you get that put seller, and based on the information that we use in our room, so you can see that you're at that you got as low as the T1, and that was similar to SPY, and they bounced it. What time did that put sweeper show up?
Just kind of hit the board 7 minutes ago.
Okay, so my time it's 9:50, so I'm going to anchor to 9:50 and just see.
They got they clicked at $1 on each contract.
9:50. Oops. That puts me right over here.
So they sold 1,250 contracts roughly, Ronch.
Say it again one more time.
1,250 contracts for like $1 a piece, roughly.
Okay, so look at this is where they sold them right here. Boom, this guy's already up. So I like that kind of activity because that tells me that this guy either knows something, thinks they know something. Look at this. So I like that kind of activity, and it's an opportunity to make some money. Put sellers are very, very strong bets when they get placed. Look at this thing go. All right, I'm gonna scalp this. I'm gonna get long.
Ronch is in.
There we go.
Yep. What if it's a put seller and it gets a kick in the ass like this? I want a piece of it. Just equity though. I don't want the options because it's $8. So where I would cut it is right where they sold it, right there at 8.15. And that's for a scalp. That's not for a quote unquote investment. If I still like how this looks and it's not a trap, I might consider, if I get some profits here, taking the profits and throwing them into a lotto call. That's probably what I'm going to try to do, is take some of this profit or all of it and just buy a lotto call option. So if we get back to this IB high, I'll dump it. Where's the 50-day moving average on this thing? We already tagged it once. No, we did not. So the 50 days at 8.54. That'd be a nice move. Then I can take those profits and just chuck them into a lotto.
Beautiful. The same person was asking this. Amazing. Thank you. Much appreciated. You see the actual put volume hitting the bid on another application, a proprietary application. Would it be visible on Interactive Brokers TWS with the right data package? I'm not sure about IBKR, but we get ours through.
You would have to be watching.
Yeah, yeah. This particular I mean, if you again, to what Ronch is saying, like if you're trying to see this hit the bid as sold, right, then you have to have an options flow scanner, right? We have our own in the room that we use, so that's where we get to see it on our board. But yeah, there's places that you can pull that information, but it's only as good as your filters, right? Like we have this filtered where we know, hey, it's an opening position. It's not, there's no rolling or anything attached to it, and we don't actually see too many put sellers. That's why we get excited. There's shit every day, but nothing that gets us excited because it's usually tied to something or, you know, in a bad spot based on what strike it is. So that's how we pull it.
Well, and here's how much of an idiot I am. I was trying to scalp this, and I lost track of the time. So now I'm
right into the close.
I'm a bag holder now. So we'll see what happens.
So now it is an investment, I see.
Well, it's not an investment, Smiddy. It's not an investment.
You're stuck
It's a
with it
trade.
now, Ronch. We're all holding it to you.
I thought I was going to be clever and scalp it, and now I got to ride this lightning overnight. Maybe we'll get lucky. We'll see.
He was so excited. He's like, I'm in.
Is B Riley? This is ticker RILY, correct? That was
Me and Ronch hate them.
Mark Cahotas
well, they're under a lot of scrutiny for being frauds, Smitty.
Yeah, they are frauds.
Oh, I remember this.
Tell you that.
Was after him, and that guy, when that guy comes after you, he's you have fucked up.
You do not want cohodes coming after you. It is a very dangerous thing.
Honestly, that guy was one of the reasons I got all my money off of FTX before it blew up, because I was trading on their primary exchange. Yep. And he, you know, at that time I was a sub over at Hedgeye, and McCullough had him on multiple times, and you know, he was fucking fired up about FTX being a fraud. And I was like, you know what? It's about time to get off this, get out of this casino. And I was out probably 4 months before the blow up. So, which, you know, in hindsight, got real glad I listened to that dude, but he's spicy for sure.
Yeah. You don't want him parking a chair in your colon. It's kind of all over.
And he does. That is his specialty.
Oh yeah.
Joe, what earnings are cracking? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to pull up right now. We just had BYON, but I don't think anybody cares about that. Pulling them up now.
Wednesday, Thursday are the days.
I will grab the. Let me stop screen share. Let me present just my window. There we go. Why is my calendar not updating? Oh, VKTX is one you guys usually look at.
I've traded it here and there. Oh shit! Look at the after hours on this CORZ.
Oh, I gotta pull it. Let me pull it.
Well, folks, that's what happens when you're not paying attention.
What happened to it? I didn't even look at it. CORZ.
It closed. Yep. It had that nice little run. That's why I was saying I want to get out of this thing. I was thinking like, oh, I got time to get. Maybe it's going to make a run for the 50 at like 850, and ding, 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 we close, and it gap. You know, they got a gap down now.
There was some pretty good size sells right there at the close too.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tomorrow when they shake it out and probably have get a little pressure put on. But I do like the put seller, so I'm not terribly upset that find myself down in this. But this shit happens.
Looks like VKTX got a upgrade maybe or something. I thought I would have heard. But Waste Management had earnings. Looks like they don't like that. And then we got, I think, New is another one that we always look at. New Core. But these are not the big. These ain't the big fishies.
Oh, let's see if that NBIS. All right, down a smidge, but nothing crazy. I don't know
Oh,
if
I
they
got to
wanna
see
do
what my
that.
Transocean peeps are doing. Look at that. This is just such a nasty stock. Do you remember this thing?
Rig? Yeah, I used to trade it when I
Oh,
was
used to trade the
back
shit
in the
out of
day.
this.
Yeah.
Oh God, so sad. Look at this thing.
Just straight down.
Then you have what NXPI is the semiconductor that is reporting. So
Wait, NXPI reports today?
yeah, that's the one I'm waiting for. It's the only one of like note that is interesting.
Yep.
Besides waste management, new core.
NASDAQ futures gave back that entire mock pump and then some. They sold at about 80 points from those highs that we just set.
Yeah, watch them come back and just
Look at
paint it all again tomorrow.
Look at the after hours star.
Boom. I need the star system, Joe. That would
I
have been great.
know. I need to give it to
Send me
you.
that script, you son of a bitch.
I do need to send it. We didn't actually did we get any today? No, that was the only one into the close.
That was the one.
But we had a bunch the other day. Probably killing people with this. I'm seeing stars. It works surprisingly well after hours, which is crazy. Usually after hours, like stuff that I do with any technicals or crap don't work. But for some reason, like the hit rate after hours is nuts. You just can't take size to play it.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so slow. It's a slog. All right, let's go back to NXPI here. Oh, F5 we used to do a lot of too. I think you said that earlier.
I did.
Oh, there we go. Joe, someone in the room said they caught that SPX trade from 80 cents off your call out. Nice job.
Oh, that was Kevin in the nice.
Yep.
From 80 cents. Damn, son. That motherfucker got paid. Shout out Kevin 2020. He paid 80 cents for the trade.
Oh, nice.
That's a
That's
a payout right there.
That's a good trade.
That's a huge trade.
Mm-hmm.
So where did we close on the 15s? We closed at like $14. Monster trade. That's Kevin who was talking to us in the chat too on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Shout out
Oh,
Kevin
nice.
Rodriguez. Hell of a trade, brother. It's one thing for me to type shit out or Ronch to type or Smiddy to type. It's another for someone to actually take it with their own money, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's half the battle.
All right, guys, I'm going to dip squat. I need something to eat.
Sounds good. We will be back. I mean, I'll probably do more of these this week just because it's earnings. There's probably some shenanigans after hours to play on, and maybe we can catch Lucci, doing some dumb shit again.
There you go.
But,
I'm around on Wednesday. Tomorrow's travel day for me.
Dope. Alrighty.
Good stuff.
Thanks everybody for watching.
Thanks,
We will we'll catch y'all on the next one. Maybe Wednesday.
Sounds good. Latest.
Sounds good.
Later, everybody.
See you guys.